Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Divyam saraswatim vyasam Tato jayam udirayat Nastaprai sabhadresu Nityam bhagavata sevayam Bhagavati Uttama Sloki Bhakti Rupti Nastiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurulita Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapisam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandiham Sri Gurun Sri Yuttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanam Tam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakan Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopisai Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Vasute Pakanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavan Saraswati Devi Panavati Hari Vanchakal Pataru Yascha Kripa Sundivaya Cha Patitanam Pavevyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya O Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Canto 5, not 7. So, Canto 5, Chapter 5. Lord Asavdev's teachings to his sons. Text number 1. Canto 5, Chapter 5. Lord Asavdev's teachings to his sons. This one is still make. Sri Risavdev Uvacha. Nayam deho dehabhajam niriloke. Kastan kaman arhate vidibujam je. Tapo divyam putraka jena sattvam. Sudhe jasman brahma sukhyaptva anantam. Risava uvacha. Nayam deho dehabadam nirloke. Kastan kaman arhati vidibhujaye. Tapo divyam putraka jena sattvam. Sudhe jasman brahmasokam tvanantam. Risabha uvacha. Ayam deho dehabhajam niriloke. Kastan kaman arhate vidibhujam ye. Tapo divyam putraka jena sattvam. Sudhir jasmad brahma sokyam tvanantam.
Nayam deho deya bhajam narloke. Kastan kaman arate vitujyami. O divyam putrakayena sattvam. Yasmad dharma sukhyam tavirantam. Visava vacha. Deho devajam niloke. Kastan kaman arhate virbhujamye. O divyam putragayena sattvam. Yasmad brahmasukyam tvanantam.
Vishvacha Nayam deho dehavajam narloke. Vastan kaman arhate vidbhujami. Tapo divyam putrakayena sattvam. Sudhet yasmad brahma sokyam tvanantam.
Mataji. Risabha Ayam deho jasman brahma sokyam. Risabha uvacha. Lord Rishabdev said, Nah, not. I am this Deha, body, Deha Bhajam, of all living entities who have accepted material bodies, Niriloke, in this world, Kastan, troublesome, Kaman, sense gratification, Arhate, deserves, Vidibujam, or stool eaters, J, which, Tapa, austerities and penances, Divyam, divine, Putraka, my dear sons, Jena, by which Sattvam, the heart, so dead, becomes purified. Jasmat, from which Brahma Sokyam, spiritual happiness. Two, certainly, Anantam, unending. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Lord Sevdev told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activities, one's heart is purified. And when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. Sabde Bhagavan Ki Jai. So Papa gave lecture on this verse. And I learned this sloka just by listening to Papa repeating it from his class. Nice. So the Sabdev said, Na I am Deha. This body is not for sense gratification. This material body, it is not for sense gratification. Na I am Deha. We should not use this body for sense gratification. That is an instruction from Lord Sabdev. Looking at this word, it is sufficient for all of us to understand why we are suffering. Yeah? Because we are using the body for sense gratification, which is not authorized in the scripture. Sense gratification is not approved. So doing it against the principle. of human civilization. So Prabhupada said, all of us should know why we are suffering. We should know why we are suffering. All of us. Why we are suffering? Deviation. We are suffering because of deviation, deviant. Deviant citizens are punished by the responsible government. Only if the government is irresponsible that rogues will flourish. Rogues are flourishing because no government. Parishad Maharaj is not here. If his Parishad Maharaj is here, Kali cannot exist. When Maharaj Yudhishthira was ruling, rain doesn't fall in the daytime. Now rain is falling. This is inauspicious. It's a dangerous government. Rain falls in the daytime. It is inauspicious. Rain falls only in the night and sufficient for fertilizing the soil for agriculture. In the daytime, the rain will stop. When there is government, there is no government now. King Vena is on the post. Yudhishthira Maharaj is not there. Parishad Maharaj is not there. So we see this, that we are misusing the body. Volume. We are misusing the body. Right from the beginning, now I am Dhira. This body should not be for sense gratification. This body had been given for a particular service, particular duty. What is that? Tapo Dibbam. Human form of life is for austerity, not for sense gratification. So he is speaking to his 100 sons. He's about to retire. So he's handing over. To hand over, one must hand over to responsible children. So he wants to hand over everything to his children, so it is his duty to train them properly. So they will be good representatives. So Rusav is teaching. Now the instruction is for all of us. Not for only 100 people, it is for everyone. For those of us who have material body, especially the human form of bodies. He very intelligently said, why did he say? Why not for that? Pastan kaman arhete vidibujam. Vidibujam. The vidibujam. Do they buy their sense gratification? Huh? They buy? We work very hard for our sense gratification. The animals, do they work like that for their sense gratification? Animals, do they have to go to school to learn how to cook nicely? Is it not expensive to have a kitchen? Is it expensive? Expensive. Animal, they do like this? Huh? I don't know. I'm asking. Animal, they have to build expensive house for their wives? Huh? Animals. They build house like this for their wives? It's easy to build house like this? It's easy. Animal, they do this. They go to university to learn how to construct a house. So Lord Dev said, sanctification is already there, available, sufficient for animals. So if human beings are also concerned about sanctification, what is the difference? Karma upaboga parama. That's Bhagavad Gita. When human beings are considering sense gratification to be the upaboga, parama upaboga. Sense gratification is supreme, is a deity worship. For those who are on this platform, they will acquire this thing through illegal means. Is it not? In India, there is black market. Right? In Africa, black market. Black market means what? What is black market?
Illegal.
Illegal. It's illegal. Black market is very common. Why black market? Prabhupada said, Satyad Sudhed. Our heart is dirty. Sanctification make the heart very dirty. Dirty. So he said, why it has to be purified? Because it is dirty. The dirty things have to be washed. They need to be clean. What is making the heart dirty? Chintama parameyam. Immeasurable anxiety for sanctification. Make the heart very dirty. Very dirty that needs purification. Not to be clean. What is not authorized, it is what all conditions of worship in this world. So Receptive said, my dear boys, you should not join these people. Don't. Use this body for what it's meant for. What is that? Tapo dibyam putraka. Tapo dibyam. You should perform austerity. What kind of austerity? Transcendental austerity. And Prabhupada said, not like Hiranyakasipu. He performed austerity. But what is the result of austerity? To tease his own son. Why perform austerity? Want to kill Prahlad Maharaj. Want to kill Lord Brahma. Want to kill Lord Vishnu. So he will become immortal. Just look at that ignorance. Eh? If he have not been immortal, how can he become immortal? How? How are you going to make it? We are practicing to become pure devotees because the soul has been pure before, and naturally pure. But now it's covered with some sanctification. So it can be cleaned again. But none of us have been Krishna before, so you can never be Krishna at any time. Even when you go back to Godhead, we will still remain Jiva. That is our eternal position. So the word is constitutional position, constituted. We are constitutedly fragmental parts of Krishna. That is our eternal position. And Krishna's eternal position is that he is Isa. He ruled eternally as the supreme, not sometimes. He ruled eternally as the supreme. Isa. You can say Is Upanishad. Yes. That is Krishna's position. Mhm. Why is sense gratification? But why? Why is sense gratification? Because we want to be happy. We want to be happy. A condition where means we don't know what is happiness. We don't know how to get it. So Lord Sadhdev is showing us the way. Sadhya just mad, Brahma Sokyam tu Anantam. When penances austerity are performed for Krishna Pritya, Boga Tyaga, Krishna Pritya. When we Boga Tyaga, when we perform austerity by giving up sense gratification to please Krishna, Krishna Pritya, then Brahma Sokyam tu Anantam will be promoted to enter into eternal, imperishable joy, enjoyment. It is through austerity, not by sense gratification. By sense gratification, one can never become happy. It is not possible. Of all the living entities, which species is the most busiest? Which species? Ant is the most busiest of all the species. Ant. They don't have eyelid. Means they don't sleep. Not sleeping means working continuously. but what are they working 24 hours for? Crimes of sugar. Preserve on the ground. That is what they're working 24 hours for. So when we look at the ant, how do we think? What do we think? When we look at the ant like this, what do you think about them? Look at this useless, unfortunate entity. What about us? What about us? They are struggling in a small way. We are struggling in a bigger way. So we are more foolish than the ant. That's not the way to be happy. The way to be happy is to purify the senses. Is it not? Purify the senses. Nobody has ever become satisfied through sense gratification. Otherwise, if it is possible, Yayati Maharaj would have been the first class number one devotee. Is it not? Yayati Maharaj. He traded his old age for the youth, and he's tried to squeeze it. Did he succeed? At the end, what did he say? It's a big mistake I made. Okay, take back your things. Tired with this thing. So he didn't succeed. Which of us would do it? Which of us would do it? That is not the way. So Prabhupada is saying in the purport, in this verse, Lord Savdev tells his sons about the importance of human life. The word Dhira back refers to anyone who accepts a material body, but the living entity who is awarded the human form must act differently from animals. Animals like dogs and hogs enjoy sense gratification by eating stool. After undergoing severe hardship all day, human beings are trying to enjoy themselves at night by eating, drinking, having sex, and sleeping. These four basic activities that all living entities say. Is there any entity that is not doing this? Is there any species of life that is not doing these four activities? All species of life are doing this, right? So what is what's special? You are doing and I'm doing. What is what's special? One is considered a hero when you do something which nobody else can do. Then you are singled out as a hero. Isn't it? So what makes us different from the animals? They're not cooking their meat. I'm cooking my own meat with a lot of spices. Is that the difference? Is it not? They're not cooking. So they're not civilized. So they're not cooking. I'm very civilized. I'm cooking with enough spices with a spoon and fork. And then what? Eating and hospital. Animals, they will go to hospital. Who is civilized? The one who is eating sophisticated, some scientific kitchen and go to hospital, or the one who is eating in uncivilized manner and doesn't go to hospital? Which one is civilized? The animals are better. So let us not compete with the animals, please. Let us not compete with the animals. Let us live a human life. Let's live like human beings. Don't eat and go and die in the hospital. Animals, when they get sick, they go to the fields and eat grass naturally. They don't pay for tablets, right? Antibiotic, very expensive. It will not cure the disease, but it will create more disease for you. Isn't it? Many people, including devotees, they are suffering from the disease they took to the hospital. It's only the operation having had a problem. The operation he did in Canada many years ago, part of the problem he's suffering from now. In the hospital. In the hospital. Yes. When my god brother also, he went to the hospital. They gave him a wrong blood. He's having heart problem now. From the hospital. He got this. A few months ago, one disciple went to, in America, not even in Africa, in America, not in India, in America. He almost died because they gave her wrong medicine. He has to go and complain, oh, we are sorry. Give him medicine. Sorry. I was paid. She paid the money. To not free. Heavy amount of money is paid to be put into a different situation. And we are not listening. The Vedas had already mentioned in Kali Yuga, medicine would not work. We are still going to the hospitals. The medicine itself, they are diseases. That's what the scripture said. We're not seeing it every day. Not happening. Medicine itself in Kali Yuga, they are themselves diseases. We are paying money to go and get disease from the hospital after eating scientifically. But those civilized eaters never go to the hospital to get a medicine that will increase the problem. Why competing with animals? It is not civilization, it is contamination. At the same time, they have to properly defend themselves. However, this is not human civilization. Human life means voluntarily practicing suffering for the advancement of spiritual life. Do you understand? Human life means voluntarily practicing suffering for the advancement of spiritual life. It's austerity. It's austerity. Austerity is different from starvation. Starvation means there is nothing. There is nothing. Austerity means there are so many, all the varieties of accessories for sanctification, they're all available. But one willingly, with proper understanding, just keep them aside. That's austerity. I visited those days and we did heavy austerity. So I visited one temple, and a good brother brought prasadam and he kept on the table. So we were talking, and he said, Prabhu, it's a prasadam. I said, oh, the time for my prasad has passed. So I will not take, the time has passed for my eating for today. So he was looking at me and he was uncovering the plate gradually. He was opening the plate gradually. He was looking at me. You're not looking at the food, he was looking at me. So he's showing me, look at what you are, because you didn't see the quality of the prasad, and that's why you're talking of your austerity. Just see it first. When you see it, then I'll see whether you So I was laughing at him. He was also laughing at me. Because we understood each other. So he was laughing, I was laughing. So I said, Prabhu, see, you didn't ask me to do what I'm doing. Cover your prasadam and you take it yourself. I'm not going to eat. Okay, thank you. Your prasadam is very nice, but thank you. I'm not going to eat. It's not because it's not good. It is because I have decided not to do it. It's austerity, not starvation. Austerity is different. One knows the result of austerity. I'm doing this. Boga Tyaga Krishna Priti. I am making this sacrifice to please Krishna so that I'll become a better devotee. That's austerity. It gives Krishna satisfaction. It gives Krishna satisfaction. So it is mentioned divine austerity. Not austerity which tortures the body unnecessarily for getting power to become the controller of the world. That is not austerity. That is suffering. And look at Hiranyakasipu. Look very carefully. Did you see in the Bhagavatam? Did you see what happened to Hiranyakasipu? Huh? What did you see? He did not enjoy the result of the austerity he performed. The result of the austerity he performed, he didn't enjoy it. It was given to his son who didn't perform austerity, Prahlad Maharaj. So he labored for nothing. Just to be killed. And Prahlad said, my dear Lord, I don't want all this. I've seen a lot of experience with my father. And he has everything to the top, but he's miserable, always frustrated, anxiety, never satisfied. I don't want to be like him. Just give me simple position. As soon as he finished his prayer, the singer Dave said, take everything. Take it. Take it. It's for you. Your father suffered to get it for you. As a demon, he didn't enjoy it. But as a devotee, you should enjoy this. Devotees should enjoy, not to suffer. Because suffering is not natural. Enjoyment is natural. Suffering is not natural. It is punishment. It is karma. It's karma. Suffering is karma, not enjoy, not pleasure. So devotees should enjoy, not to suffer. So let us try to understand what is austerity, so we can make up our mind to do it. So it shouldn't be a struggle for Nirjala Ekadasi. It shouldn't be a struggle. You can embrace it happily. When is Nirjala Ekadasi coming? Yes. That is, if you are making advancement, be thinking like that. If you're not making advancement, when you see a Ekadasi, you fret, again? I thought it's Ekadasi tomorrow. Are you sure it's today? Yeah, today. Advancement, make it sweet. When we know the result. Yes. There is, of course, suffering in the lives of animals and plants, which are suffering due to their past misdeeds, karma. However, human beings should voluntarily accept suffering in the form of austerities and penances in order to attain the divine life. Divine. Austerities should give us divine life. Divine, sweet life, perfect life. That's why we should do austerity. To get purified, to attain this divinity, the stage of divinity, where everything will be auspicious. Not only for the person who performs austerity, for whoever is around him become a recipient of that divinity. Yes. So you see, pure devotee, they make sacrifice for others. A devotee should be like a tree. Why? The tree is standing for the welfare of other living entities, not for himself. That is a devotee. That's a devotee. A devotee performs austerity for others to enjoy. That's devotee life. After attaining the divine life, one can enjoy happiness eternally, not the sinful life. Not a sinful life. Sinful life cannot bring eternal happiness. Only at the stage of purification, divinity. After all, every living entity is trying to enjoy happiness, but as long as one is encaged in the material body, he has to suffer different kinds of misery. A higher sense is present in the human form. We should act according to superior advice in order to attain eternal happiness and go back to Godhead. Means what? Let us follow the instruction Rasabdev is given to us. Let us obey it. We should carry this instruction on our head. Means to execute it. Should be frightened by Ekadasi. Should be happy. Should be happy. This is a chance for me to transcend God. We will please Krishna the most. When we are pure, our services will give Krishna pleasure. And when we give Krishna pleasure, we are going to get back what we are offering to Krishna. We'll get it back. But that is not possible at the contaminated condition stage. It's not possible. We can't please Krishna in this way because it is contamination. Divinity will please Krishna. Everything is meant for Krishna's pleasure. For Krishna's pleasure, for Krishna's satisfaction. A devotee will never do anything if it is not to please Krishna. The qualification for devotee to do something is that this will please Krishna. That's the only qualification for devotee to act. Anything. So devotee is very careful to look at these activities. Will this please Krishna? Will this give Krishna pleasure? If the answer is yes, do it. If the answer is no, please don't do it. This is the instruction from Narsabde. It is significant in this verse that the government and the natural guardian, the father, should educate subordinate and raise them to Krishna consciousness. No, it is not happening. The parents are not training the children. Yes. The children are not trained. First of all, the parents are not getting wonderful souls to come as. If you have King Bena as a child, what instruction will you give to him to change King Bena? Huh? What instruction? If you get King Bena as a son, which instruction will you give that will change him? Huh? Who is going to change him?
Get a son like Prithum.
To get son like Prito Maharaj, tapo divyam. If you want to get, yes, there's a process. The process to fall down, the process to rise up. Both paths are there. Depending on which one you want to take. The choice is our hand. But you should be careful that any path we get, we're going to get the result. Any path we follow, we'll get the result. We should be ready for the result. We should be ready for the result. Don't complain. Because what we're getting is the result of what we have planted. So we get. So we should be ready for the results. Train our children in Christian consciousness right from the beginning, according to Prahlad Maharaj, from this child. Right from the child. Devoid of Krishna consciousness, every living being suffers in this cycle of birth and death perpetually. To relieve them from this bondage and enable them to become blissful and happy, Bhakti Yoga should be taught. A foolish civilization neglects to teach people how to rise to the platform of Bhakti Yoga. Without Krishna consciousness, a person is no better than a hog or a dog. The instructions of Rishabdev are very essential at the present moment, at all times. At all times, the instructions are very, very important. At all times. Essential. People are being educated and trained to work very hard for sense gratification, and there is no sublime aim in life. A man travels to earn his livelihood, leaving home early in the morning, catching a local train, and being packed in a compartment. He has to stand for an hour or two in order to reach his place of business. Then, again, he takes a bus to get to the office. At the office, he works hard from 9 to 5. 9 it is to 11 p.m. Isn't it? What time you close?
11.
Can you imagine that? Do you think their son will recognize you? Their son will know that this is my father? When you see the child in the night, not in the daytime. The whole daytime, the father is in office. He come back in the night. It happened like that in Nigeria, in the company I was working. So This man, like this, he leaves house very early and he comes back very late. The child is already sleeping when he comes. So when the man he got leave, he was on leave and he didn't go to the office. So in the morning, he wanted to take the baby cry, ah, mommy, mommy, mommy. The mother had rushed to say, what's happening? Who is that? I don't know this man. I don't know him. The man was shocked. My child doesn't know me. He resigned from the office. The man resigned. That is a few years ago when sanity is still there. Today, you think that will make any meaning today? It doesn't make any meaning. After all, the wife is working, the husband is working, and the baby is with a nurse, right? The child will have affection for who?
No.
The person who has been with the child all along. If I told you go to have a person, it should be for the person who has been there, that they've been all along. When the whatever is there to take care, feeding is there to take care. We are introducing a very dangerous culture. Very dangerous culture. And Prabhupada is saying Bhakti yoga culture should be established. And he established it. He wants us to maintain it. If you don't, without Krishna consciousness, the person is not better than a hog or a dog. Therefore, the instructions to reserve them are very essential at the present moment. The present moment where everything is, according to a proper word, topsy-turvy. Topsy-turvy. Topsy-turvy means what? Yes, upside down. This is not human life. This is human life. We're already creating hell before we go to the real hell. We're already creating hellish life. We are already in hell. So what will happen to that one day? It will be dangerous. People are being educated and trained to work very hard. Yeah. Yes. Then again, he takes a bus to get to the office. At the office, he works hard from 9 to 5. Then he takes 2 or 3 hours to return home. After eating, he has sex and goes to sleep. For all this hardship, his only business is a little sex. And this day, the sex is not even sweet because the fear of AIDS is there. You know, the fear of disease is also there. Jen mai tu na di gramidi sukam hi tu chang. Rishabdev clearly states that human life is not meant for this kind of existence, which is enjoyed even by dogs and hogs. Indeed, dogs and hogs do not have to work so hard for sex. A human being should try to live a different way and should not try to imitate dogs and hogs. The alternative is mentioned. Human life is meant for tapasya, austerity, and penance. By tapasya, one can get out of material clutches. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, devotional service, his happiness is guaranteed eternally. Brahma Sokyam to Ananda. By taking to Bhakti yoga, devotional service, one's existence is purified. The living entity is seeking happiness life after life, but he can make a solution to all these problems simply by practicing Bhakti yoga. Then he immediately becomes eligible to return home back to Godhead, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 4:9. Janma karma chame divyam evam yobeti tatutaha. Takta diham punara janma naitimam itiswarjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. Oh, Arjuna. Hare Krishna. Yes, Govind Prabhu. Govind Prabhu. Yes, what is your comment?
So Gurudev, like, when we were eating, like Prabhupada mentions how austerity is like we involuntarily accept something to make advancement. But I've seen like while doing austerity, it so happened that um, uh, because of accepting too much suffering, it happens that our bhajana kriya, which is the main.
That is a mistake. That is a mistake. The mind has convinced you you're making too much austerity. How is it too much? Like Hirakasipu? Is it like Hirakasipu?
Not like
So how is too much? That is a problem. The mind has already convinced you that no, this is too much. If you do this, you will die. Don't do this. This is not recommended by Prabhupada. That's the problem. Lord Self-Dev is foolish. He's wasting his time. Prabhupada who is speaking this is foolish. He doesn't know. What is too much? What is too much? You're standing on one leg for 1 year? What is too much?
Like too much means like when we reduce eating, like or sleeping. So that it may not be now, but in the future it may affect our health.
My friend, before you took this body, I've been torturing this body. I've been doing research in this body. Before you accept this body, you are stronger than me physically, not spiritually. Physically, you're stronger than. I don't want philosophy. Not a philosophy thing. I'm stronger than you. You go and compare the running now. You can running. Can we go outside and do running? What is that? See, this is a practical thing. Laziness. It's laziness. Laziness. Huh? We don't learn. We don't learn. One Harida Sakura left the body. Oh, when Chitama was speaking, oh, what? This, oh, if I had known, I didn't. This Haridas you're talking? This Haridas? Oh. Why you didn't tell us these things before? I would have worshipped him. This is what we do always. When somebody leaves, then he becomes a pure devotee. When he's living with us, not a pure devotee. Just see. You understand? When the person is here, he's not a pure devotee. He is an object of criticism. Why are you doing like that? Why are you doing like this? Why are you like this? When you leave the body, oh, he's a pure devotee. I was like this, I was like that. I know him for 25, 30 years, 100 years. Is this, is that? So is death that makes someone pure? When somebody dies, immediately become a pure devotee? By death? We don't see what is happening. When I reduce my eating, I'm going to be sick tomorrow. Yes. The man have told you be sick. You'll be sick. Because the man have convinced you to be sick. Oh, doctor. You're not eating grains for 2 days. No grains. But he forgot he's talking to a person who have not eaten grain for 1 year. You understand? He are not eating for 2 days. He's going to die. But he reporting himself to a person who are not eating for a year, who is not dead yet. We don't see that. This is a problem. Let us be wise. Let us be wise and see what is happening. A Christian has made a perfect arrangement and for all that we need to become successful in Christian consciousness. Christian has made all of them available right here. But we need fortune to see it, accept it, and apply it, and you become successful. Make sense?
It's mind trick. It's mind stream.
Yes. The mind is deceiving us a lot. The mind. Last question before you go. Last one. Once is already after 9.
These are how it is not purified. So, whatever service are we doing is not please Krishna.
The service we're doing now is for spiritual master. He will take it and offer to Krishna. Lakshmi Sahasrasada Sambrahma Savior man. That is Bhakti. That's Bhakti. That what Krishna accept. The service which give Krishna pleasure is with affection. Our service is contaminated with ego, It's entering what they're offering. So Guru have to deal with that. You will take it and purify it before you pass it on. That is how we get our own purification. Okay, last one. Guess I'm not nice.
My question is that when sometimes it's like when we got some disease. Sometimes like when we get some diseases. So at that time our consciousness is so low. And we don't remember Krishna or because the pain of the suffering we are remembering only. So how to uplift consciousness at that time?
If we practice nicely, if we practice nicely, then you will get purified to come to that stage where the body will not disturb our services. It will not disturb our sadhana. We need to raise our standard to that level. To reach that level depends on the quality of our sadhana. That's how we get there. So if we intensify our effort regularly, yesterday we were talking, we should be conscious of what we're doing. If we are not conscious, we cannot be Christian conscious. We have to be conscious in what we're doing, and to lead us to be Christian conscious. So we intensify our efforts, then we'll get there. Gradually we'll get there. Otherwise, a little headache, you're not Japan for 1 year. No. If it is like that, Kunti will not pray for more trouble. She was not pretending. Because that is her nature. She's not on the body. She's a pure soul. So nothing is an impediment for their bhakti. That is pure devotee's life. So we have to get to that stage, then we can explain that. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.